Hello everyone, happy Saturday, and each Saturday I have a new crochet tutorial for you. Many of you commented how much you enjoy simple 1-row and 2-row repeat patterns, and I'm with you. Those are so enjoyable, relaxing, and meditative to crochet. You can watch your favorite show or a sports game or listen to a podcast on an audiobook and work a simple 1-row or 2-row repeat scarf or even a blanket. So today I have another such pattern for you. It's a very simple 2-row repeat pattern that uses only single crochets and half double crochets. I used one skein of Premier Basix DK, 100% acrylic, category 3, lightweight yarn. One skein is 100 grams and it's enough to make a scarf about 66 inches long and 5.5 inches wide. That's right, just one skein, 306 yards or 100 grams is enough to make the scarf. The hook size is H, 5 millimeters. As I said, there are only 2 repeating rows. The crochet fabric looks slightly different on the right and wrong sides, but equally beautiful. Please remember to give my video a like, a hype, and leave me a comment. All of that helps my channel and motivates me creating new tutorials for you. Happy crocheting! The starting chain must be a multiple of 2. For the actual scarf, I started with 214 chains, but I'm going to make a sample to demonstrate this stitch, and I will start with 12 chains. And I make the chains quite loosely because otherwise you might end up with the edge, one edge of the scarf being quite tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here I have 12 chains and I'm ready to start the first row. The first row is very simple. It's going to be a row of single crochets. And here I have 2 options how I'm going to work my single crochets. I can insert the hook directly into the chains like this, or I can work into the back humps of the chain. So if I turn my chain right here is the back hump, and inserting the hook under that back hump, I can make a single crochet there. It is easier to work single crochets directly into the chains. It takes a bit more effort working under the back humps, but if you make that effort and work into the back humps of the chain, you will get a very nice, beautiful edge. It's really up to you how you want to work the first row of single crochets. The first single crochet is made into the second chain from the hook. We never count the chain on the hook, we always start counting from the next ones. So 1, 2, and I'm going to work my single crochets into the back humps. But it's really up to you how you're gonna work your row of single crochets. And then into each chain, I simply make a single crochet. So again, the first row is very simple. It's just a row of single crochets. Here is the first row of single crochets, and in this row I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 single crochets. I started with 12 chains, and the amount of single crochets in the first row is going to be 1 fewer than the amount of the chains that you started with. So I have 11 single crochets in my sample. I turn my work and I start the next row with 1 chain. I skip the first single crochet right here, and in the second single crochet I work 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. Now this first half double crochet compensates for that skipped stitch, and then this second half double crochet compensates for the stitch that we worked into. So the first half double crochet over here, that's also the first stitch of the row. So I'm going to mark it with a stitch marker so that when I get to the end of the next row, I know exactly where the last stitch is. Next, I skip the next single crochet, and into the next one, I work 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. And again, this first half double crochet compensates for the skipped stitch, and the second one for the stitch that we worked into. And that way, the amount of stitches in each row stays the same. I skip the next single crochet, and into the next one, I work 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. Again, skip the next single crochet, and into the next one, 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. Skip the next single crochet, and into the next one, 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. Now I have only one single crochet left. Now remember that this first half double crochet compensated for the skipped stitch. The second half double crochet compensates for the stitch that it is worked into. So I don't need to skip stitches anymore. Over here in the beginning of the row, I skipped the first single crochet. Then I was skipping single crochets in between these groups of 2 half double crochets. But over here, I don't need to skip anymore. So I simply make a single crochet into the last single crochet. And notice that the last stitch is a single crochet, not a half double crochet. And in this row, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern repeats. I turn my work and I start the next row with 1 chain. Insert the first single crochet. I make a single crochet. And then into each stitch across, into each half double crochet across, I make a single crochet. As I get to the end of the row, my first half double crochet of the previous row is marked with a stitch marker, so I know exactly where my last single crochet needs to be worked. It can be quite confusing over here, especially for new crocheters, so I highly recommend marking that first stitch of half double crochet rows with a stitch marker. I turn my work, and now I have 3 rows of the pattern worked. From this point, I'm going to start repeating row 2 and then row 3. So there are only 2 repeating rows in this pattern. I start the next row with 1 chain. It does not count as a stitch. I skip the first single crochet, and into the next one, I work 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. And I mark the first of these 2 half double crochets as the first stitch of the row. I put a stitch marker there. I skip the next single crochet, and into the next one again I work 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. Skip the next single crochet, and into the next one 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. Skip. 1, 2. Skip. 1, 2. And at the end of the row, I only have 1 single crochet, and into that single crochet, I make a single crochet. I turn my work, and the next row is just a row of single crochets. 1 chain, and then I make a single crochet into each stitch across. And over here, that's where I make the last single crochet. That's all you do in this pattern. You simply repeat rows 2 and 3, and you continue crocheting until you reach the desired width of your scarf. And you can end either with row number 2 or row number 3. It doesn't really matter.